Alright guys, this is the first day, the first half day of Fishin Affliction. Fishing with my old buddy JB Bassmaster, and these are some pigs. These are some giants right here. I mean, look at these fish, man. Whew, and we got 2 more days of this. Ain't that terrible?
Half a day of fishing.
Half
We've been fishing 5 hours.
All right, we're gonna let these go.
I'm gonna show off with a GoPro.
And it don't get no better than that.
Well, folks, right after releasing these giant Florida largemouths back to the wilds, it was time for Team Fishin Affliction to get off the water, get something to eat, get a good night's rest so that they could get back on the water the next day and start swinging those big old Florida Frenzy largemouths into that beautiful Ranger boat. Or maybe use that Fraybill net instead.
That was quick.
Wait a net, man.
Oh, do you need a net on this one?
I got it. I'm gonna swing it.
Oh, no, don't swing that fish.
I'm gonna swing it.
That fish is too big to swing, man. Net that fish. Oh, God. That's a solid fish right there.
Way to start the day, y'all.
That was 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, guys. We decided, well, I had another previous engagement I had to go to today. Anyway, for the first fish of the day, that's a good one. That's a good solid 5-pounder, isn't it?
Oh, it just fell out.
Oh, that come out so easy. Oh, you're so lucky today.
Oh, it just.
You're a lucky boy today. Yeah, it's going in the box for sure.
Let's put that one on the small side for high hopes.
Well, folks, there's no doubt that Team Fishin Affliction has high expectations when it comes to catching these giant largemouths when it's the prime Florida frenzy time, the time that these fish are moving up to spawn. And even though that these are private lakes that do not have a lot of fishing pressure, make no mistakes, it's not like shooting fish in a barrel, folks. With all the weather changes that happen within a 24-hour period during this time of the year in Florida, it's not uncommon for the Florida frenzy to totally shut down. And although JB has caught a dandy in that 5.5 to 6 pound range, this day would turn out to be extremely difficult to catch any other fish. But thanks to those Strike King baits and the fact that Team Fishin Affliction made a few subtle changes in boat placement and position, the guys were able to land an absolute monster largemouth before this tough day was over.
That's a monster right there. That's a big fish. He's still down.
Take a drag.
Yeah. Get him?
Up. And we got her.
Oh my goodness, what a fish. That is a big old fish right there, buddy.
We got her.
Uh-oh, watch your camera.
Oh my goodness.
Well, ooh, look at that jig right there in the right part of her mouth. That's a toad. That's a toad. Man, I'm gonna tell you what now, for a Florida fishing trip, we've had a major cold front going on. JB caught a good solid fish right off the bat. I just caught this one and we've had 2 other bites. And it's been tough as nails, I'm just telling you, but that's what you can catch up here at any given time though. I mean, that's a big, pretty solid female, isn't it?
Yeah, about 6.5, 7 pounds.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna put her in the release well. We're just trying to get our find today.
What side? Okay.
All right. You gotta hang one, and only one, that's a good one to hang.
Well, folks, what an absolute monster caught by the big dog. But as the day wore on, the bites were few and far between, and that left Team Fishin Affliction trying to figure out what had happened to the Florida frenzy.
You know, compared to yesterday, you know, we have 6 fish yesterday that probably went 38 pounds, and several of the bites we've had have been good bites. We've lost a couple of fish and they just didn't get the hook good, or I screwed up on one, didn't have my drag set right. But you know, you can't cry over lost fish. But we've got 2 keepers in the boat, and that's it. And it's just been, that's just how tough a day has been, ain't it, buddy?
It's been a rough.
I mean, we're sand beds. I mean, I've actually felt like I've pulled through beds and hit them with my bait today. You know, you'll feel a little, and you'll hop over them. You know, because let's face it, there's not many. There's a few stumps out deeper, but there's not many up around the bank and stuff. But the lake did just go through a spring, so I really think that has negatively affected it, don't you?
Well, folks, this is an interesting point that the big dog is saying, and I don't want you to miss it. You see all that aquatic growth next to the shoreline? Well, it just was sprayed recently with a herbicide to kill its growth or to contain it in some areas. Now, this is not a benefit for any wildlife that uses that vegetation for their habitat, and there is no way to spray this vegetation without some of that spray getting into the water and therefore making that a very unappealing place for any fish to use as a bedding area. Now, once the chemical loses its potency, sure, the fish will come back, but at this point, this vegetation was just recently sprayed and still very powerful, not only on the vegetation, but in the surrounding waters. Combine that with a cold front that's come through, and that will definitely hamper the Florida frenzy to some degree. But that doesn't mean the guys still don't have a couple dandy fish to hold up.
Like I was talking about, these are good ones, man. I mean, if you want 2 bites, these are the 2 kind you want. But anyway, shoot us a Facebook picture, Luke, and then we'll let them go. All right.
Well, folks, tough day or not, those are some beautiful giant Florida largemouths. And in a moment, we'll be right back with Team Fishin Affliction as they load up the boat and take it on down the road to see what else they can catch there during the Florida frenzy. But right now, it's time to head upstairs to the kitchen to see what Miss Vicki Porter's got cooking this week. In the Skillet with Chef Vicki Porter is brought to you by Pt.2, turning your precious memories into video treasures.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and today I have a delicious combination of 2 of my favorite things, chicken salad and pasta salad. This one is called bow tie chicken salad, and now for the ingredients. You will need a rotisserie chicken, mayonnaise, sour cream, Italian seasonings, olive oil, olives, bow tie pasta, roasted red peppers, and cherry tomatoes. First, cook your pasta, drain it, and add it to a big mixing bowl. Next, add your chicken to the pasta, now your roasted red peppers, and set this aside. In a separate bowl, mix together your mayonnaise, your sour cream, your olive oil, and your Italian seasonings. Now it's time to mix everything together. After you get this all mixed together, add your tomatoes and olives to the top and then refrigerate this for about 4 hours. You can find this recipe at intheskillet.com. I'm Vicki Porter. Tune in next week to see what's cooking in the skillet.